that if you eat too much, the next 5 minutes you'll be dusting off, right? So the only way to avoid that is to pay attention, interact. If you are interacting, you won't sleep. Let's just say anything. If I ask you a question, even if you don't know, say something. So let's continue. When they are ready, we will go into practical group activity. We have discussed the benefit of teamwork, right? Hello. We have discussed the benefit of teamwork. Is that not so? So let's make progress. Now, from my preamble, I was giving you background on why we engage you people for the past 6 years, or some of you. It's on anti-corruption. We are now looking at how you can use what? Teamwork in combating what? Corruption or promoting accountability. Are we together? So, pay your attention. Don't look at him. I'm your teacher now. So look at me. You can actually off the light so that you have good. No, off the light is here. Here. Okay. Can we all see clearly? Eh? Okay. Let's see. Let's see. So can you read the first item there? Why we should use what teamwork to combat corruption? The first one. Because corruption is a social problem, not a biological what? Issue. When they say social issue, we are dealing with things that human induced, right? Things that is possible. If it is biological problem, I don't think we need to go out for sensitization and the rest of it. You will leave it for medical, what do they call, professionals. So corruption is a social problem. Why is it that it is social problem? Why? It is something that we can avoid, right? Is indicating to the fact that our morals and values are being tampered with. It's no longer strong. If our morals are working, do you know that we don't need Nigeria constitution? If our cultural norms are really working on us, our family values are really working on us, we won't be needing constitution. Because you can drive constitution from our cultural values and religion, but you cannot drive religion from our constitution. I don't know if you understand that. One of the sources of law is actually from cultural values and religion values. If there's any student of law here, do we have any student of law? Eh? Now, the second one, every member of a society is either a perpetrator or a victim of a what? Corruption. That is why we should use teamwork to combat what? Corruption. If you think you are not corrupt, you are a victim to someone who is corrupt or to a corrupt activities. Is there anybody who is not victim of a corruption here? If you are not a victim of a corruption, you are not a victim of a corruption. Then the other one we say corruption affects all aspects of our life, which requires diverse ideas, creativity, and approaches from individuals with what? Peculiar experiences to tackle corruption. Remember, this is it's like speaking to the definition of what? Team. It requires what? Diverse. When you say different ideas. Vice will give us one idea. I will bring my own. You bring your own. Aisha will bring her own. We put it together. Then we fight that monster called corruption. Then we also have what? Corruption is a complex supposed to be social issue, an involving issue that an individual or one group can completely handle. Very complex. It's very complex because if you solve corruption from the school, what about the family? If you solve it from the family, what about from the religion institution? What about from the government institution? If you go to the university, they have their own pattern of what? Corruption there. You go to the market, there is another nature of corruption on its own, where you will see market women trying to, what do they call, pad a tomato. You will see them heap tomato like this. Under it, there is nothing. And they will still sell it at higher rate. It's still another form of corruption. So it's a complex issue that requires what? Diverse creativity and ideas to solve. And that is why if you check Mercato, what they did, they involved the religion, the schools, the civil group society, the lawmakers, because them too, they have role to play. They are the one to make laws. You need to involve the implementers. So, then we have fighting corruption requires a behavioral change approach by men. When they say behavioral change approach, what is that trigger? What are those factors that normally trigger someone to indulge in corruption? Their behavior, their character, their attitude. So that attitude needs to be checked. That is why we now call some of us here and say, okay, come. You need to have this. When you have training, that's your mindset. Some people used to justify Yahoo Yahoo ignorantly. Some people will justify Yahoo Yahoo. So it is the work of some of these religion groups to actually demystify those ideas that I know Yahoo Yahoo is not something that it's just a normal game. A normal game. So people can justify it like that. So it is the duty of any organization to educate the youth that this thing you are doing is haram. And once they are doing that, it is called behavioral change approach. Something at times we know it is not good. There's someone need to remind you. Hey, we are making noise. We are making noise. So now, accountability message. Let what? Eh? Where do you think this statement came from? Eh? Is it only Tinubu? That is Mr. President. You are president. Whether you like him or not, for now, he's your president. Okay. Thank God you know. So, we have what? Key component for effective teamwork in combating corruption. When they say component, what does that mean? Something that make up a particular thing, right? Characteristic, an attribute of something. Key component, that those things must be found there for that thing to be validated. And these are what we are going to look at now. One, we said what? Clear goal, right? In a team, for you people to come together that you want to achieve something, you must first of all have what we call what? Define the goal. Okay, on this mission, we want to make sure that girl child education become priority among government agencies or government. Right? That is your goal. You have defined it. So this particular goal, in a team, you must have a goal. A team cannot just stay without defining what they want to achieve for their purpose. The second one is what? Define what? Now, each team member understand their what responsibilities and act towards achieving those responsibilities. Very clear. We said it here. If he is handling the camera, that is his own role. You understand that he have to be there to project the camera where he's supposed to be. That is his role. The person putting the banner has defined his role clearly and responsibility and face that particular responsibility to achieve the overall goal of that thing. The third one is what? What is the third one? Open communication. Now, among the team, there is always crisis. The reason why we say we should look at how to manage team, because anywhere there is human being, there is always conflict. And the conflict is coming not because those people are wicked. I want you to know this. It's coming because we came from different backgrounds with different orientation. The way we eat, the way we think, how we sleep, when we sleep, how we greet. Anytime you want to define morality based on your culture or the values of your family, you fail. Then you continue having problem with people. The reason is that in your culture, lying down to greet is the highest moral value, right? In someone culture, keeping quiet when elders are talking is the highest one. So imagine you are not defining it according to your own culture. It means that the other person, you assume that the person should not exist because the person doesn't think the way you think. So value can never be restricted to one particular way of life. So as much as different individuals from that diverse community or personality coming together, there's bound to be that conflict. The only solution is to prepare for how to resolve those conflicts when they arise. Are we together? Now, communication is one of those ways to resolve those internal conflicts among the team members. Okay, the communication department, maybe, please, where is the media? How many media did you invite? Social media. Are they here? You need to talk to them. If I'm reporting as the M&E, if I want to make sure that my data is accurate, I go to them, I ask them. If they did not give me that thing accurately, I'm bound to fail. There's no communication, right? If I get to the hotel and the reservation I made was no longer there, I'm supposed to communicate back to the secretariat that this particular reservation was not there. If I did not, what will happen? It will affect the whole system. We're talking about how one self, how a group of persons interdepend to, to achieve a certain goal, right? You know, I think it was Emma Durkheim who talked about functionalism. He said, see, the society is like biological organism, where all the different parts interrelate. If one body is down, it affects the whole body. Take for instance, if you are feeling headache, most of us, we don't walk again. It affects your hand. If your leg is paining you, it affects the other body. So that is how teamwork also work. Now, the other one is what? Mutual trust, respect, confidence, and integrity in each other's strengths and weaknesses. You don't laugh at someone's weaknesses simply because you are very good in speaking grammar. The other person doesn't know. But that same person, there are people who we call alarm. Maybe Anturuka, me, I used to refer to her as alarm. Something that you people are going to do for in next 3 weeks. Anturuka will remind you now. She will remind you next 30 minutes, tomorrow. It's a big rule. Because with all the intelligence you have, if you forgot, that idea will die off. So look at it. Confidence, integrity, your strength. You must understand that our strength and weaknesses differ. So you are there to complement each other. You see, maybe this guy is inside. Where is Yusuf? You are among these people. That is group activities. Now, these people are what? Brainstorming on a particular issue. One person is taking the note. The other people are contributing. At the end of the day, we come up with one single item, but all of them are contributed to it. At the end of the day, you cannot say, no, it was Farida that did it. It was Farana that did it. No. We, in sociology, there is what they call I and we. We. That is when you are presenting it, we, group so, we, the community of so, we, because your strength has come together to form that particular. Now, example of historical teamwork success. Some of us who are science students, we think of the first group of scientists that went to the space. You know, it was only projected that one person went there. It was not. It was not actually one person. There are over 400,000 engineers, scientists, to accomplish that. And I think among some of them could not make it. Some died there. All these things is telling us that you alone cannot do it. Now, I cannot take this one because of time, right? 4 stages of psychological safety in a team. If you don't have this thing in your team, the team will just exist physically without any result. Look at inclusion. Inclusion safetyness. It's talking about every member of that particular team must feel inclusive. You must include everybody. You cannot do something and you are hiding as if it is God. In as far that person is part of that team, you need to let the person know. The person must be in the same page with the entire member. The second one is what? Learner self-dignity. Continual training of what? Members. In your team, if you have someone who you say this person is from the new media, take he or she to training. Train the person so that the person will be more effective in that team. Because the world is evolving. So the person needs to have current knowledge of that particular aspect. So we have contributor safety. You get it? Now the contributor here means that every member of that team should be able to contribute whenever there's discussion or decision making is taking place. It's not that when I bring up my own, you look at it personally. Or you even stop me completely from saying anything. We know we are fond of that, Africans. Maybe because Raima is the CEO. My friend, I'm talking and you're talking. This is what we will do. then from there, it's no longer a meeting. It is called address. They are addressing you. A meeting is when all of you are contributing to that. In fact, I used to say, any meeting that you people do not fight and come out, it's not a meeting. It's not yet a meeting. One person must be angry to come out. It means that there is element of truth. Someone might have said the truth somewhere. So you must allow your member to contribute. Allow the person to contribute. Let the person just air his or her own view. Then we have challenges, safety, challenger. It's still the build up to the contribution. Challenger means, for instance, Rahima said, let's go for advocacy visit. And naturally, our policy is that when we go for advocacy visit, when we come back, we are supposed to be giving 10 naira as our. And it is not easy. The next time, I'll call this guy. This guy will now come to the meeting and say, my ED, sir. The last time we went to social place, when we came back, we could not see our students. We need it. He is what? Challenging the status quo. It's very painful to the authorities. But in this theory, he's saying that we should allow that kind of incident because it will help shaping the productivity of that thing. So that is it. So now, this thing that we have in our hands, right? We want to look at it. So I will stop by 3 so that you have the next class. Can we do that? Huh? Let's do small exercise. Now, if you look at that, what you are holding is actually a theory propounded by Belby, a British researcher or social developer. To him, he has studied organization, how organization develop. That has to do with more develop organization that has failed, those that has excelled. He has studied and come out with a particular theory that will subsequently guide other organizations who are ready to work with. To him, he just believes that in a group, it's not actually the intelligence of the member of that group that gives success to the group or team. To him, he said certain characteristics must be taken into cognizance rather than just intellectual capacity. And that is why he came up with this theory and categorized each of those theories. Now, according to Belby, the first one is what? Where is my? I have to. Okay. You said the first one is what? Antiluka, we get this marker again. The first one is what? Resource investigator. According to him, that in a group, you have people who have these characteristics of resource investigator. Resource investigator. They are like people who go out to resource for funding in an organization. They know how to map out who to meet, donors. Yes, now I have 30 minutes. I'm just in the practical side of it. I'll soon round up. So they are like people who go out, source for fund. They are very good in fundraising. in that same team, right? In that same team, we have people who are like that. These are the resource investigators. The second one is what? Team worker. These people, they are very fantastic. They connect with each member of that group. They know when to do their role, and if you are slacking or something happens, they cover the up for you. They don't complain. Right? They don't complain. They cover you up. The other one is what? Coordinator. This is like the hierarchy. And for coordinator, you'll be able to know this, that if for you to be a coordinator, you must be patient. You must be ready to listen to your member. And what? What is another attribute of a coordinator? Maturity, yes. Confidence. You must have this ability to delegate what? Responsibility to others. You don't carry everything alone. This, I want you to know something, that all these characteristics, you not alone cannot get it all. The next one is what? Plan. Right? What is planned? These people are like the engine room. Most of the times, they think too much. They think for the how to do. Okay, for instance, we are proposing for this outreach. What can we do? Who can we reach out to? They think of new things, how to approach that particular project you are about to do. And there are people who have ability to solve difficult problems. Most of the time, some of these people they work under budgeting. Budgeting, how to manipulate, how to link budget with the program. If, for instance, the budget says you are going to travel only 4 people to that advocacy, and it only provides only money for 2 persons for traveling, how will you do it? Now the behoves on you, start thinking how to match it together. Then the other one is what? Monitoring. These people are always strategic. They're strategic. That is why most of the times, if I come, I'm always very conscious of the banner. If I want to snap, I want to make sure that there is banner behind the picture. The reason is that when you are reporting, there are donors who ask you of the picture of your participant, and they don't want to see only participant like this without any of their banner, because it looks as if you went to Beer Palo and snap people, or maybe one naming ceremony, snap. So I always like, I should have something that will reflect our program there, and it's part of the MLM. That is true. Then the other one is what? Specialist. These people, to be honest with you, most of them are like scientists. And you know, like what Plato said, every genius has some sort of punch or madness in them. So it is not left for the coordinator. You now work on how to manage that person, because you cannot do away with that. These people are always very scarce. They are very scarce. They are like the computer wizard. They are the one that manages your website. If it is something like cyberspace and the rest, they are the one that manages it, right? And they are few. And most of the times, to be honest, they are always crazy. Yes. At times you need to hold them down. Do it. Then the other people is what? Shaper. Now, these shaper are people who withstand pressure. They don't mostly complain. Anything that comes from the management or outside, they always withstand it. They don't complain more. They are always positive. You will find them inside your team. Then implementer. There are people who are not good in formulating, but they can implement, interpret that thing very well for you. You see, this is like an architect and mason. You get it? The architect draw the building, but the architect cannot build. Do you know how life is? Do you see how life is? He will draw it very beautiful, very beautiful. In fact, they pay him more than the mason. The mason who did not even, maybe did not even go to secondary school, is now to implement what the architect draw. Abi, I'm lying. Yusuf, most of our masons here, they did not go to school, but they are the one that bring to reality the work of that degree holder into reality. By three. My my own session. Yes, that is what I'm doing. I'm rounding up by three. Okay. Okay. So now I don't want to waste most of our time. Now you have studied what I gave you, right? You have studied this thing. Eh? Now I want you to check out. Just go and stand beside that heading where you think you fall under that particular heading. Think of yourself. Where are you supposed to be among all these ones? You can on the light now. Here we have completer, right? And we explain, right? We just explain them now. So you should now relate your own strength to all these things. And come and stand beside it. Let's do it faster. Just stand beside it. Stand up. We don't have time. Don't. It's complete. Where is this guy? That is the last one, ba? See another one here. Just ask me, where do you want to fall? I will show you. Where are you going to? Eh? Plant. Where is plant there? Where is plant? I will round up by three. Okay. Okay. Hey, put plant there. Come. Put plant here. That's it. They will give you where are you going to plant? I hope it's not because she's chose plant. See gum there. What are les Sana. Sana. Yeah, Karini. So let's do, guys. Fast now. Stand. Identify. Stand behind what you think. Auntie Alima, in case you don't know where you want to stand, I will show you. You see now, you have not been reading that. And that is it. You are too good. Good. Are we all there? See, someone is now that you are reading. He- No, you must go around three different groups. Okay. What is the name? Eh? You are the one here, right? Okay. You are here. Now take. Hello. Now listen to him. Just tell us in 2 sentences. Why is it that you choose monitor and evaluation? Why do you think? Why do you think your behavior? Go ahead. Yes. So you mean you your strength is that you are good in strategy. Is that what? Who is there? Stop that now. You mean you are good at strategy? Do you have contract view?
Actually, monitor and evaluator, they are like that. So they are the ones that go about checking that.
What I'm saying is this thing is that you are strength.
Yes,
That is the area you can do that. Thank you. Tell us why you choose this team worker. Hey, this group, Abi. I know it's not that you are a complete adult. You are a foolish people. She said she has this strength in her that she can listen to other people, different views, criticism, right? And that is one of the attributes of the teamwork. Which group is this? Eh? Which group is this? Which group? Now tell us why you think your strength is in this aspect. Please be very well. Who? Who wants to say something? Or you just choose this thing, you just choose it. Be sincere to yourself. Now, in case you don't know, this one, in nutshell, it's all about convincing people to sponsor whatever you want to do. Convincing people to buy into your idea. Are you good at that? Mobilizing resources. And when they say resources, both human and capital. Okay. Which group is this? Eh? Specialist. Why do you think you are a specialist? Which field? Okay. Thank you. Now, which group is this? Coordinator. Ah, these people. That's in a big tip, in a big. Have come here. Now tell us why you choose coordinator. Why do you think you have this attribute? Eh. So as a coordinator now, eh, you have a worker, you are a team member, who, because of mistake, eh, his mistake has caused the organization half of what the organization was. What will you do? I don't understand. Your organization worth 100 million. That is the total net worth of your organization. And this person committed a mistake that amounted to 50 million, which is half of your net worth. What will you do? You have an option, and you are the overall organ. Are you sacking him? Eh? Why are you not sacking him? No, why is he not sacking him? Eh? We are sacking him, Abi. If you are for sacking, let's go. Me, I'm for sacking. I'm for sacking. I'm for sacking. You are for sacking. You are for sacking. Me is to sack. Who is for sacking? It's a mistake. Eh? Eh, that costs you 50% of your net worth. And it will take you some years to go back to that standard, you know. Yes.
But it is going to cost those that don't have options. If they can go other way.
But if you sack him, it means that you need to bring another person, right? And if you are bringing the person, is the person coming for charity work? You pay the person, right? And did you take into cognizance the input and contribution of that person in that team? No, whether he's a very active member. Okay, thank you. Now, these are the coordinators. Remember, one of the attributes of coordinator is maturity. You must listen. You must be emotionally stable. Let me use that word. Emotionally stable. But because most of the time, among your members, there are people who you must push. There are around four categories of people in your group. There are people who are like donkey. When you clap them, you must whip. There are people who are like wheelbarrow. When you put something, you must take it up and move. Right? There are people who are like cars. You must spoil it before they what? Move. Then the last people who are like aeroplanes. They are very expensive. So as a coordinator, you must take into cognizance those categories of people. Then the plant. This particular plant used to confuse me. Can you educate us?
Me to create the virtual handout. Also, like it's not creating, you just a person to do like the virtual handout somehow. So what I did was, okay, create a virtual handout for a teacher. Because for teachers do. So I created the handout just before they told me, and I had everything.
Fantastic. Clap for her. Clap for her. This is typical example of plant. Very creative individual. But you see plants and specialists, they go hand in hand. I want you to go and study all the biography of their scientists. You see them, they have some problems. You see people like Kalmat, they they like sleeping with small children. Kalmat is a great man. That is his problem. People like Easton, he eats too much. He can eat 100 eggs in a day. That was his problem. He- right? You remember? All of them have one small madness. Some people, then the other person, I think it was no, he sleep too much. He sleep too much. He can sleep for 74 hours, I mean for 73 hours. And when he wakes up, you wake up with an idea that he sleeps too much. So, which one is this? Shepherd. Who is talking? You are running away, which means you are not sure of this thing. Great. Thank you. You said they support the team in what? Thank you very much. This, if I say, now this group plenty pass. Okay. Now, I don't go ask you question because you ask. Don't worry. Bring the good to play. Thank you very much. Auntie Alima, hey, I'll just ask you one simple question. Just give us an example of implementer. Yes, that is a theory. How? So you are working not to plan. Give me my mic. Give me my mic. Okay, now where you are standing, just go around, check those that heading where you cannot fit into that you know that you cannot walk there. Go there. Now let's go. Choose anywhere that you cannot walk. Go, Jare. Be fast, be fast. We just have 5 minutes. Among these things that we have, where you think you cannot fit into, where you think you cannot fit into at all, check you there. You cannot play the role very well. Just go and stand beside them. Fast, fast. Let's go. Check your book. Check your logbook. If you know where you cannot do well, go there and stand. Where you think is going to be challenging for you to work, just be there. See, you start from this. Right, so that you can associate because of laziness. They don't want to move around. Be fast. You are not far from where you just auntie. Was it not that place? So two of you must be in the same group. I'm suspecting two of you. Okay. Are we all there? I will start with Antina Fizaki. You are going to tell us why you think this one is difficult for you to manage to or to work under it. You are what? Very simple. Because she says she's not creative. I like this honesty. You are very honest. It means that you rather work under supervision and you can deliver. And that is it. You must not deceive yourself. Right? She's here because she cannot be creative, because the role of this plan is creativity. Right? Do you understand the logic here? Why are you under Shepherd? Why do you think Shepherd you cannot play any role under it? You need to think under good atmosphere. All these guys. Wow. So, and that is it. Creativity needs conduciveness. And when you are pressurized, you cannot think. That is why when you disturb them, they will tell you, give me some time. Who are those under implement? Okay. Why don't you know how to implement projects? After I have planned for you, I've given you the resources, I've shown you all the logical framework. And just go and it looks so easy. Just to go to the thing. I've designed everything, where to go. I've contacted everybody. Now the implement is difficult for you. Why? Ah, I dey like this class. It means that you guys understood this thing. What he's saying is that he has temperament and he won't stand when during implementation, there's always shout, hey, can you this thing? Right? You haven't really bring this one. You don't know how to withstand that. That is why he's not always under the implementer. Then computer, who are those under you? All these people. So who will talk? Two persons here. Eh? I tell him, you are like hiding it. It's something that you don't. You say, oh yeah, tell us why. Who? Lauza? Okay, I'll put money. See money for the female. Time. Tax. Thank you very much. A completer, sometimes, for instance, after script writing, the last person to look through that script is the completer, right? And you don't have that ability to choose between bad and worse. That is what we are saying. It's always conflicting. I agree with you. Their ideas. That is it. Because when you're editing, you may encroach on someone's idea, and it will be like you have personal. You don't have time. This class is so sweet. Why do you choose coordinator? This is like the overall order where money runs. Why are you not there that you don't know how to do fast? No, 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 no. Give me. Okay. Do you want to say something? Please, let's listen. Let's listen. Let's listen. Your own is that you don't know how to multitask, and this requires you coordinating every unit. That is correct. Do you want to say something? You don't know how to influence people. That is what you are saying. And this requires someone who have the ability to pressurize, influence, for people to follow your way. What is that specialist? Why you don't like specialist? You don't want to be expert. You don't want to know. You what? Okay, you need someone to support you. Then you are that donkey. They are the donkey, Abi. They are the donkey. Yes, you are the donkey that you need to flog you, right? This side, resource investigator. You don't know how to go and say, okay, do this I be the lie, this I be the lie. You want to do this, so you don't know. Eh? Begging. So you'll be waiting for plan to overwork to come with your ideas. Thank you, guys. Then the last group here, teamwork, right? Teamworker. Okay. Why do you choose teamworker? Is very easy now. Is it not to support this person, support the other one, and work together? Why is it difficult?
We have one guy so that
Okay, thank you. Is it the same thing? Anger issue. So the next class is going to be anger management so that you solve that problem. Monitor and evaluate. Why don't you like this one? You don't want stress. Lazy man. This is like donkey categories. Abi wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow. Now, I want you to learn something. Do you know that among all of you here, there are people that can, their strength will fall under two categories? Do you know that? If I ask you to go again, like phase two or phase three, you will see finding more. The same thing with your weaknesses. You will see phase, you will find three categories that you will fall under it. Now, what we are saying here is that in a team, you have this kind of individual. You see, if you come to choose your team member of your organization, if you use this method, the rest assured you have solved 60% of your problem. Did we learn something here? Did we actually learn something? Thank you. You can go back to your seat. So we will now prepare for. All right. Yes. The other guy should come. Yes.